As you are aware, I have started a tricky journal entry series on my channel where I post daily a short video with a tricky journal entry. So in today's video, we are going to look at the solution of the 7 tricky journal entries which I asked during the last week. So without any further ado, let's get started. So our first journal entry is corporate wala signs a contract for a year-long insurance policy and pays $36,000 in advance, and we need to tell the journal entry for this transaction. So whenever you are going to pay for any expense in advance, it will create a current asset for you. So what will be our journal entry here? We are going to create a current asset of prepaid insurance with $36,000, and because we have paid in cash, so our cash balance will reduce. Therefore, we will credit our cash account. So our entry would be prepaid insurance account debit to cash with $36,000. But this is not it. At the end of first month, you need to record the expense as well. So what will be your journal entry for recording the insurance expense? You will debit the insurance expense account and you will credit the prepaid insurance account. This time you are not going to credit the cash because you have already paid the cash in advance. And how we have calculated this 3000 amount? Because total amount was 36,000. So we have divided it by 12. So we have got the monthly insurance expense. Okay, great. I hope this is clear to you. Let's move on to our second journal entry, which was corporate wala provides consulting service in May, but only receives the payment in July, and we need to record the service revenue, and the service revenue is 8,000. We need to record the journal entry in May as well as in July. So what will be our journal entry in the month of May? We have provided the services, but we haven't got the cash yet. So what will be our journal entry? We need to create a current asset against the service revenue. So what will be our final entry here? We will record debit accounts receivable account with 8,000 and credit our service revenue by 8,000. So this is our May month journal entry, but because we need to record the journal entry in the month of July as well, when we have actually got the payment. So in July, what we are going to do? We are going to record cash account debit because this time we are going to receive the cash, and we will credit the accounts receivable account because we earlier would have created a current asset. Instead of accounts receivable, if you had used any other similar account, that is fine as well. This first entry, we can also call it accrual journal entry. Why? Because in this entry, we are recording the transaction in the same month in which the transaction took place, whether we have received the cash or not. Okay, great. Now let's move on and check out our next entry, which was corporate wala purchase office supplies worth rupees 10,000 on credit. We need to record this transaction. So what we are going to do, because this is a credit purchase, we have to create a current liability for this. So our debit would be office supplies account debit to accounts payable account. Instead of accounts payable, if you have used any outstanding liability or any other current liability, that is fine as well. So this was the journal entry which was required in this question. But let's suppose after this credit purchase, there will be a time when we will make the payment. So what will be the journal entry of the payment? That I have not asked in this question, but let's suppose if I'm asking, you have to record the payment as well. So what will be our journal entry? We will debit the accounts payable account and we will credit the cash account. Why? Because we are paying our current liability. Moving ahead, now let's talk about our next journal entry, which is corporate wala borrows $50,000 from a bank in Feb and pays the interest in June. We need to record the journal entry for both month Feb and June. So what will be our journal entry in the month of Feb? We will receive cash from bank against the loan. So our debit would be cash account debit by 50,000 and we will credit a loan account by 50,000 as well. And in the month of June, what will be a journal entry when we are going to pay the interest? Interest expense account debit to cash account. Here I have not mentioned any amount. Why? Because in the question we have not got the rate of interest on the loan. That's why we have not calculated the amount of interest here. If we would have got any percentage of rate of interest, we have to calculate the interest amount as well. Okay, great. Now let's move on and talk about our next journal entry, which is corporate wala acquires a new piece of machinery for $1,20,000 with a useful life of 5 years and no salvage value. We need to record the journal entry for the acquisition. Okay. So what will be our journal entry for the acquisition? We will receive the asset, which is a debit. So we will debit the machinery account, and because we have to pay, we will credit the cash or bank account by $1,20,000. So this is the acquisition journal entry. But let's suppose if you have to book the depreciation journal entry as well, what would be a journal entry in that case? So we will debit depreciation expense account debit to accumulated depreciation account by $2,000. So how we have calculated this depreciation amount? We have total value of $1,20,000, which we have divided by 60. Why 60? Because in a year we have 12 months and we have total useful life of 5 years. If in case we would have got any salvage value, we would have reduced that amount from $1,20,000 while calculating our depreciation amount. Moving ahead, now let's talk about our next journal entry, which is I believe the most trickiest journal entry amongst the 7 journal entry I have asked in the last week. So our journal entry is corporate wallet discovers an error in the financial statement and need to adjust the book of account, which is overstated by $15,000 in revenue. So we have overstated the revenue by $15,000, which we need to correct. So what is the meaning of overstatement? We have shown more than it should be. So what will be a journal entry? Earlier we would have recorded a credit in the revenue account. So we will debit it by $15,000. And what will be our credit here? So because question is not clear, we will either credit cash account or accounts receivable account. Why cash account and accounts receivable account? Because we are not sure that this amount relates to a cash sales or a credit sale. That's why either of these accounts you can use. Moving ahead, now let's talk about our next journal entry, which is corporate wallet receives a prepayment of $7,000 from a customer for services to be provided evenly over the next 6 months. Record the journal entry for the initial receipt and monthly adjustment for the first 2 months. Okay. So what will be our journal entry here? We are receiving revenue in advance. So it will create a current liability for us because we have received prepayment from customer. So we will debit the cash account here because we have received the cash, and we will create a current liability of unearned revenue. And this is not the final journal entry. We need to record the monthly adjustment for the first 2 months as well. So at the end of first month, what will be our journal entry? We will record debit unearned revenue account to service revenue account by 1166.67. So how we have calculated this amount? We have total $7,000 prepayment, which is for 6 months. So for getting 1 month, we have divided it by 6. So we have got 1166.67. In the second month also, we need to record the same journal entry because services was provided evenly over the 6 month. So again the entry would be same for the second month as well, and so on till we complete our all the 6 month. You can watch these video next for your interview preparation, and also don't forget to participate in the journal entry series. Check out my channel daily at the 10 p.m. and attempt answering the journal entries I have asked for that particular day.